In the shadows of ancient history, one man's vision reshaped a movement forever. But was the Apostle Paul a divinely inspired messenger, or a self-proclaimed prophet whose claims crumble under scrutiny? In this video, we uncover the cracks in Paul's story, drawing from historical evidence and scholarly analysis. Join us as we dismantle the myth, why Paul cannot be trusted as a true apostle. Our investigation begins with Paul's dramatic origin story, the so-called revelation on the road to Damascus. Christians hail it as a divine encounter, but let's examine the evidence purely through logic and history. Paul claimed a direct revelation from the risen Jesus, a blinding light, a voice from heaven, commissioning him as an apostle. But who was there to verify it? Paul's own letters describe it vaguely as an internal revelation of his Son in me, Galatians 1:16. No details of a road, no companions mentioned. The vivid accounts, they come later in the book of Acts, written not by Paul, but by his associate Luke, decades after the fact. And here's where it falls apart. Acts gives 3 versions of the story, each inconsistent. In Acts 9, companions hear the voice but see no one. In Acts 22, they see the light but hear nothing. In Acts 26, everyone falls down. Scholars like Bart Ehrman point out these as literary adaptations, not reliable history. No external sources, Roman records, Jewish historians like Josephus, mention this event. It's all internal to Christian texts, circular at best. Compare this to Muhammad's revelations in the cave, private, self-reported, no witnesses. If we accept Paul's unverified claim, logic demands we accept Muhammad's too. Both are extraordinary assertions without corroboration. As historical critics note, such claims fit patterns of subjective experiences, not objective truth. No witnesses, no trust. Paul's defenders point to his turnaround from persecutor of Christians to their champion. Surely that's proof of something divine. But history shows transformations happen for many reasons: psychological crises, guilt, even hallucinations under stress. Paul's shift was public and costly, yes, but it proves nothing supernatural. Similar claims abound in history, from sudden ideological flips to personal epiphanies. Without independent evidence, it's just a story, compelling but not verifiable. Did the original apostles back Paul? Supporters cite 2 Peter, where Peter calls Paul's letters scripture. But here's the bombshell. Scholarly consensus holds 2 Peter wasn't written by Peter at all. Differences in vocabulary, style, and references to later events make it pseudepigraphal, a forgery from the late 1st or early 2nd century. Even early church fathers like Origen and Eusebius doubted it. Paul's own words in Galatians reveal tension. He confronts Peter over hypocrisy, prevailing in the argument. But Galatians and Acts, written by Paul and his student Luke, biased sources from Paul's camp. No neutral endorsement here. Instead, early records show Peter and others wary of Paul's self-appointed authority. Paul boasted of signs and wonders as proof of his apostleship. But what do they prove? The accounts are in Acts, again from Luke, Paul's ally. Early church fathers like Ignatius reference Paul, but these are secondary, post-dating the events. Even then, fruit like church growth, circular, success doesn't validate the source. Critics in antiquity attacked Paul's ideas, not his non-existence, but that doesn't confirm miracles. It's self-reinforcing lore, not evidence. Paul's teachings clashed with Jesus' own words. Jesus said, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel," Matthew 15:24, focusing on Jews. Paul pushed a Gentile gospel, ditching circumcision and Torah laws. And James, Jesus' brother, led a Torah-observing group in Jerusalem. Galatians 2 shows Paul opposing men from James over these issues. Early Jewish Christian groups like the Ebionites, heirs to James's circle, rejected Paul outright as an apostate from the law. They saw his private vision as delusional, overriding Jesus' teachings. Church fathers like Epiphanius record this. Ebionites called Paul a Greek convert who raged against the law after rejection. Paul didn't align with Jesus or James, he opposed them. From unverified revelations to biased sources, inconsistencies, and direct opposition from Jesus' inner circle, the case against Paul stacks up. Historians like Ehrman accept Paul existed and influenced Christianity, but his divine claims shaky at best. In the end, Paul wasn't a trusted apostle. He was a controversial figure whose legacy divides even today.